quickly pare it down, and how much of what you saw tonight, particularly from Trace and Kuminga, makes you believe that they have to be heavy?
Yeah, I mean, those guys really performed well and showed why they can help us win this series. So they're going to be part of it for sure. We've got to figure out rotations, who we want to start, all that stuff. But both
about Steph's presence on the bench, and at one point when Draymond was getting heated, he went over and kind of calmed him down, and just he seemed like he was talking a lot. You had said he was going to be like a coaching presence.
Yeah.
Was he?
He was great. I mean, he sat a couple seats down. We talked a couple times during the game, and he was talking to all the players. And yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what he was saying to the guys, but it's very comforting having him on that bench for our guys.
Following up on that Draymond moment, why would you describe sort of what you saw happen, and it looked like you took him out because you could see he was getting heated?
Yeah, I could see, he had gotten pretty upset, and I just didn't want him to get another technical, so I took him out at that point. And I know he's going to have to be careful now. He's is he 2 techs away?
5 techs and 2 flagrants, and
So
it's 7
one-
and 4.
So
Two
more techs, he'll be suspended.
Or 2 more flagrants, right?
Yeah. So he's going to have to stay composed. Obviously, we need him, and I'm confident that he will, because he knows the circumstances.
Were you frustrated or disappointed, given how poised he's been the last couple games, how much he seemed to lose it a little bit tonight?
It's part of Draymond. The same thing that makes him such a competitor and a winner puts him over the top sometimes, and we know that, and it's our job to try to help him stay poised, stay composed. But the competition is so meaningful to him that occasionally he goes over the line.
Steve, aside from Jonathan Kuminga's shot making, what did you think about his decision making and his defensive effort tonight?
Did a great job. I thought J.K. I was very proud of just the way he's stayed ready, stayed positive. This has not been an easy stretch for him, and he really came out there and did a great job today, and kind of showed what he's made of. So he'll obviously be back out there Game 3, and we're going to need him.
And Moses Moody's really struggled with his shot the last few games. Is that just a cold streak, or is it maybe the way defenses are playing? And what have you seen?
This is the playoffs. I've seen this my entire career. Stuff happens. Some players, they, like in Moses' case, the way Buddy has played the last couple of games, it's limited Moses' minutes. So he only played, I think, the last 2 games 9 and 11 minutes. And, things start going badly for you, and all of a sudden you end up with the ball with 2 seconds on the shot clock 5 times in 2 games. I feel terrible for Moses, because I think he's had literally 4 or 5 of those where he's had to just throw it up there. So he's not in a rhythm right now. We just have to stay with it. He's got to stay with it, and I'm very confident because I've watched Moses for 4 years. I know his character. I know his work ethic. I know his skill. He'll find his way back.
What are the ways that Trace's athleticism and rim running, really did shine tonight and can be a factor in this series going forward?
Just his finishing, the pick and roll stuff. They're an athletic team. They're a big team, so to have a rim presence and threat is important, and he showed that tonight.
It seemed like finishing around the rim has been a little bit of an up and down for him throughout the season. Where have you seen that maybe growth in the last month or so for him then?
He's hardly played, frankly, the last month. But this is what makes the playoffs so strange. And it's the same way every year. Matchups dictate so much. Injuries dictate so much. Both Trace and J.K. have kind of been out of the loop, the last month or so. But all of a sudden, with Steph's injury, with the opponent that we're playing against, they're back in the forefront. So both of them, we provide the athleticism and the finishing that we're going to need against this team.
One more Draymond question. It seemed like the play that sparked that was when Reed fouled him and he kind of reached up, obviously. That looked similar to some other plays, the one in Houston. Is that, I mean, he's up trying to sell the foul, or do you have to?
It's just a habit he has. When somebody fouls him, and he's smart. So I think it was Reed reached, and on the reach, Draymond kind of swiped through and drew the foul. Right. But he does have a habit of sort of flailing his arm to try to make sure the ref sees it, and he made contact, and that's what led to the tech.
I guess just all things considered, with where you guys are at, obviously Steph's injury, but going back 1-1, just how do you feel going back to San Francisco?
Well, it's a hell of a trip, to come in here and split the first two, coming off of a 7-game series, winning Game 7 on the road, and then starting this series 48 hours later. We couldn't ask for much more. I mean, this was very predictable how Minnesota would come out tonight, and sure enough, it was like 13-0 before we could blink. I mean, they came out with incredible defensive intensity. We knew they were coming after us. This is how it works. You have to, try to withstand the rush, which we did. Cut it to 7 in the second half, had our chances, but it wasn't meant to be. Minnesota played a great game. It's their game tonight, so we have to respond.
What are the challenges in this series for Podziemski, and what more do you need from them?
Yeah, the challenges are, with Steph out, he's playing more in the ball handling role that, he was in early in the season. And we've talked about it. He's at his best when he can kind of play off the second side, play as a secondary ball handler. We can still, do some things to allow that to happen. Draymond can handle the ball more. Jimmy can handle the ball more. And we can put Brandon in positions to be more impactful offensively. But I still think, even without scoring a ton, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, a couple of steals, this guy can play. And every game's different. And we've got to find some better ways to score 93 points tonight. So we've got to find a little more offensive rhythm.
You were subbing Jimmy in and out a lot, and
Yeah.
you played 34 minutes. I know he could have played more if it was closer, but did you kind of have, I'm not going to push this with Butler in this game?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I didn't want to push it with Draymond or Jimmy. I didn't want to chase this game unless it was really gettable. And we obviously made a push in the second half, but first half we went in going, we went into the game thinking we're playing a lot of people, short burst minutes, and try to protect Jimmy and Draymond. They've been playing huge minutes every other day, flying all over the country, so we had to weigh that. Thanks.